Have you ever wondered why your dog stares at you with those pleading eyes, even when they have food, water, and a comfortable bed? You think you're meeting their needs because you provide the basics: nutrition, shelter, veterinary care. But according to canine behavioral research, 95% of owners are missing what their dogs desperately crave on a psychological level. These aren't material things. They're emotional currencies that speak directly to your dog's pack instincts. And without them, your dog experiences a form of social starvation you can't see. The gap between what we give and what they need creates silent suffering that most owners never recognize. Tonight, you'll discover the 6 things your dog has been begging for without words, and why fulfilling even 3 of them will transform your relationship forever. If your dog has ever seemed anxious for no reason, stay until the end. The first thing your dog desperately wants is predictable leadership rituals. Your dog doesn't want democracy. They want a benevolent dictator. In pack hierarchy research from the 1990s, canine behaviorists discovered that dogs experience measurable stress, elevated cortisol, when leadership is inconsistent. Think about your daily routine. Do you feed at the same time every day? Do your commands mean the same thing every time? Do consequences match actions predictably? When you feed at random times, walk without structure, or change rules daily, your dog lives in low-grade anxiety, wondering who's in charge. They need you to create rhythmic patterns, same morning routine, consistent commands, predictable consequences. This isn't about dominance, it's about security. When your dog knows what happens next, when they can predict how you'll respond, when the pack structure is crystal clear, their cortisol drops and they finally relax. But here's what most owners miss. There's one need that matters more than all others, and we'll reveal it at the end, because it's the foundation everything else builds on. Watch for it. The second desperate need sounds counterintuitive. Your dog wants to monitor your safety without being punished for it. When your dog follows you to the bathroom, checks on you every 10 minutes, or watches the door obsessively when you leave, they're not being clingy. They're fulfilling their evolutionary role as pack guardians. Research on attachment behavior in dogs shows they're hardwired to track their pack leader's location and emotional state. Most owners either ignore this behavior or actively discourage it. Go lie down. Give me space. But what your dog desperately needs is acknowledgement. A simple touch. Eye contact. A verbal confirmation that says, I see you, I'm safe, you're doing your job. Dr. Gregory Burns' MRI studies of dog brains showed that brief owner acknowledgement activates the same reward centers as food. Your dog isn't needy. They're employed as your guardian, and they need to know their work matters. Notice tonight if your dog checks on you every 10 to 15 minutes. That's not separation anxiety. That's guardian behavior requesting acknowledgement. If you're learning something that's changing how you see your dog, subscribe so we can keep revealing what they're really trying to tell you. Your support helps us translate more of these silent conversations. Number 3 is heartbreaking in its simplicity. Your dog desperately needs time to actually smell things on walks. The average owner pulls their dog along at human pace, focused on exercise and distance covered. But for dogs, walks aren't primarily physical. They're informational. A dog's nose has 300 million olfactory receptors compared to our 6 million. When they sniff a fire hydrant, they're reading a complex social newspaper. Who was here? Their health status, emotional state, even what they ate. Research from the UK's Dog Cognition Centre found that dogs allowed just 15 minutes of uninterrupted. Sniffing showed reduced anxiety markers and increased problem-solving ability for hours afterward. Yet 95% of owners view sniffing as wasted time or stubbornness. Your dog isn't being difficult. They're information-starved. Imagine being dragged through a library at running pace, never allowed to read. That's your dog's experience. They desperately need sniff walks where you stand still and let them process their world through their primary sense. Time. How long your dog sniffs one spot on your next walk. Don't pull them away. Just observe. You're watching their brain process information you can't even perceive. The fourth desperate need cuts to the core of trust. Your dog wants you present during moments when they're physically vulnerable. Veterinary behaviorist Dr. Sophia Yin documented that dogs experience profound anxiety during 3 specific states: eating, eliminating, and sleeping. These are moments when wild canines are most susceptible to attack. When your dog makes eye contact while pooping, they're not being weird. They're asking you to guard them. When they bring food from their bowl to eat near your feet, They need your protection while they're head down and distracted. Most critically, when they choose to sleep with their back to you or in your presence, they're demonstrating ultimate trust. The desperate need here is for you to honour these moments with calm, protective presence. Don't laugh at them. Don't leave the room. Don't scroll your phone. Your attention during their vulnerability is the currency of pack bonding. Studies on cortisol levels show dogs whose owners remain attentive during these moments have 30% lower baseline stress than dogs who are alone or ignored. Watch if your dog makes eye contact during vulnerable moments. They're requesting protection, and your presence is the answer they need. Number 5 reveals something most owners never consider. Your dog desperately needs touch that isn't transactional. Think about when you touch your dog. It's usually during training, petting as reward, grooming, functional. Or when you want affection, your need, not theirs. But research on oxytocin bonding shows dogs crave what scientists call affiliative touch. Physical contact with no agenda, no performance required, no end goal. When you sit on the couch and simply rest your hand on them without petting, when you let them lean against your legs while you cook, when you invite them into your space just to exist together, this is what they're desperate for. It mirrors puppy-mother contact, which isn't about stimulation but about presence. Dr. Takafumi Kikusui's groundbreaking research showed that prolonged, calm physical proximity, not active petting, creates mutual oxytocin loops between dogs and owners stronger than those between human parents and children. Let that sink in. Stronger than parents and children. Your dog doesn't want to earn your touch through tricks. They want to simply be near you, touching you, as confirmation they belong to you. Most owners never give this freely. It's always conditional. Try it tonight. Invite your dog close and just rest your hand on them. No petting, no praise, just connection. Watch their entire body relax. Remember that one need I mentioned at the beginning that matters more than all others? Here it is. The 6th and most desperate need your dog has is purposeful work that contributes to pack survival. This is what 95% of owners never provide, and it's why so many dogs seem anxious, destructive, or unfulfilled despite having everything materially. For 30,000 years, dogs weren't pets. They were working partners. They herded, guarded, hunted, warned, retrieved. They had jobs that directly contributed to their pack's survival, and completing these jobs released dopamine and created purpose. Modern dogs have that same neurological wiring, but nothing meaningful to do. We've given them comfort, but stolen their purpose. The transformation happens when you assign genuine responsibilities, having them carry the mail inside, teaching them to retrieve your shoes, asking them to guard during certain hours, giving them items to carry on walks, having them help with yard work by moving sticks to a pile. These aren't tricks for your entertainment. They're jobs that matter to daily life. Research from Temple Grandin's work with working dogs showed that dogs with assigned household roles showed 70% fewer anxiety behaviours than dogs without jobs. 70%. When you say, go get your leash before walks, you're not saving yourself effort. You're giving them agency in pack activities. Your dog doesn't want to be worshipped or coddled. They want to contribute, to be needed, to have a reason for existing beyond being loved. That's the desperate need underlying all others. Not just to belong to your pack, but to serve it. Try giving your dog a job tomorrow. One small responsibility that contributes to your household. Watch their entire demeanour change when they complete it. You'll see purpose replace anxiety in real time. These 6 needs aren't luxuries. They're the invisible architecture of the bond your dog has been trying to build with you their entire life. Predictable leadership, acknowledged guardianship, information processing time, protected vulnerability, unconditional touch, purposeful work. You've been giving them comfort, but they've been asking for meaning. The beautiful truth is that meeting these needs costs you nothing but awareness. Your dog has been speaking this language all along. Now you finally understand what they've been saying.